So there are two principles that will accelerate your path massively. And each of the people I showed you, and I could have showed you more, there's a woman we have who lost her child at 2 years old to cancer, and you can imagine the devastation and how she had to find what she really wanted. So she has 2 other children and not make them feel like there's not enough, and how she had to face and figure out what the gap is and what her beliefs were that she could never be happy again and so forth. And then having her put a plan together and immerse herself and then go slay those dragons and destroy those beliefs and build the daily practices that made her happy and healthy. And now she's coaching other women who've gone through this and helping them get through it. She's taken what she's learned and helping others. That's the path. That's the hero's path. But what everybody has in common here, first principle, massive action. There is no replacement for massive action, and you don't take action because you figured it all out. You take action massively because if you sit here trying to figure out what's right and you're not sure, you're on the fence, you'll make no progress. What you got to do is try something. I remember I worked with General Schwarzkopf years ago. He was a brilliant man, great leader, and he could lead people from Princeton and he could lead guys from the street. They all respected him. He had this incredible energy and connection. And one of the things I learned about him is about how he made decisions, because he said he was working for this one general when he was just a private. He was his assistant. And this is, I think, a 3-star, 4-star general. And there was a problem with the Pentagon that for 12 years they had been trying to make a decision, a strategic decision that was going to affect the whole country and how the military was going to work. And no matter what, people would argue for it and against it, and nobody knew what to do. And the amount of data they accumulated over 12 years to make this decision was huge. And General Schwarzkopf, a private at the time, was one of the people supposed to read all this and help put reports and support the general in doing this. And then the meeting got called quicker, and he knew the general had not read everything. He couldn't have that he'd given him. And he pulled everybody in the meeting, and one side pitched what they thought should be done, and the other side pitched what they should be done. And at the end of that process, both sides had an equally great argument, and the general said, "Do this one." And everybody stood and saluted, stormed out of the room. And Schwarzkopf told me, he said, "Tony, when he did that, I was freaking out. How could he make such a big decision? He didn't know everything he could possibly know. He didn't need all the information. This decision affects the whole country." So he said, eventually, when he went back to his office, I knocked on the door, and I said, "Sir, permission to speak freely." He goes, "At ease, go ahead." He said, "Sir, you couldn't possibly have read all that. You couldn't possibly know all you need to know to make that decision. This decision affects the whole country. I couldn't even absorb it all, and I'm trying to gather it all for you." He goes, "Yes." "How could you make that decision?" He said, "Because it needed to be done. For 12 years, people have been arguing back and forth, and nothing has been done. So I made a decision. Now we're going to find out if it's right or not. If it's not right, we'll change it. If it is right, we got momentum. That's the only way you get the job done." He's like, "Wow. Okay." And he goes, "And by the way, I'm leaving for 3 weeks. I'm putting you in charge to make decisions while I'm gone." And Schwarzkopf is surprised, and he says, I'm going to make these decisions?" He said, "Yes." And he goes, "Sir, well, how do I make these decisions?" He said, "Rule 13. He goes, "Okay, so Rule 13. He goes, "Rule 13. He goes, "What's Rule 13? He said, "When put in command, take charge." He goes, "Okay, but how do I know, sir? How do I know what to do?" He said, "Rule 14. He said, "Rule 14? He goes, "Yes." He said, "Do what's right." And he walked out of the room. He said, "That's the day I became a leader." Leaders make decisions when they don't know for certain what's right, but they have to decide because they know the only wrong decision is do nothing and stay where you are. You must do something that's difficult to move yourself forward. Who's got it here? Say aye. Every day I start my day by jumping in a cold plunge. I'm fortunate enough to have multiple places I get to live, and I have my home in Sun Valley. There's a river there. So even on the snowy days, I walk through the snow and I get in the river, which usually is around 39 to 42 degrees. Now, why do I do this? Because I'm a masochist? No. Because I love it? No. There's never been a day where I woke up in the morning and said, "I can't wait to freeze my ass off." Never. Never. But I do it every day. Do you know why I do it? Well, number one, everybody does it now. I've been doing it for 20 years. Now it's popularized. But the reason I did it is it changes your body completely. Every bit of blood and lymph moves through your system. It is not pleasant to get in. It feels incredible alive when you get out. But I also do it for the mental discipline. Because most people do this. They go, oh, I want to do this. I need to do this. Or I should do that. Oh, well, maybe when I'm more comfortable, but maybe when I'm ready, maybe when I feel like it. Please write this down. I don't give a shit if you feel like it. And you shouldn't give a shit if you feel like it. If I waited to feel like it, I would have done 90% of what I've done in my life. I don't care how you feel. Do it, and you'll feel great. You don't wait till you feel great to do it. Who's got it out there? Make some noise. And if you'll make it a habit to start your day doing something hard, you'll slay all your dragons. Because when you discipline yourself in one area, it goes to other areas. Jim Rohn used to say to me, Tony, discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. So what I do, it's like when I go there, I don't negotiate with myself. I don't get up to the cold and go, okay, let me wait till I'm ready. Let me till I'm warm. Wait till I'll do it. No, there's no negotiation with me. I say go, and my brain goes. I've trained it. So when I do that with the water, it's every other area of my life. Does that make sense? And let me give you a principle I use that I've taught all my children, everybody in my life. If you want to be successful in your life, in your happiness, in your joy, in your health, in your relationships, in your career or your business, your economics, just your spirit alone, here's the secret. Never leave the sight of making a decision or setting a goal. Never leave, write this down, never leave the sight of making a decision or setting a goal without doing something in that moment that commits you to follow through. Never leave the sight of a goal without taking some form of action towards its attainment. In other words, that makes you follow through. Call someone at the end of this class today and enroll in that class, or hire that coach, or call someone and say, I'm going to have this meeting with you, or go end that situation that needs to be ended, or fire. Do it now. Do it while you're in state. Because how many have done this? How many have gotten all excited about something, and in the moment you're excited, you set a goal, and then you get home, and like all the stuff happens. Your kids need something, the phone calls, emails, texts, Slacks, and you lose momentum, and then you don't through. How many have ever been totally excited and then didn't follow through? Make some noise and give me a thumbs up if you've done it, my friends.